Hi, thank you so much for downloading the Quantum Growth Audience Builder, the 3 steps to grow your monetize your first 1,000 superfans. I have now made a little masterclass for you to help you implement the checklist. So firstly, this is for female healers, therapists, and consultants, and to really help you grow, monetize your first 1,000 superfans without actually second guessing and spending time creating content that isn't really relevant. Now, I have used this system successfully myself. I've actually built 40,000 audience plus, hosting online TV programs. I also have a magazine. I'm also a double best-selling author, and really helped me to 10x my business in a really, really short space of time. Now, the 3 main reasons why female entrepreneurs do find it really hard to grow and monetize the audience are the fact that they're overwhelmed, they don't know what to get started, they don't create content strategically that relates to their audience problem, and they're inconsistent. They give up far too quickly. So I want to help you solve these problems with obviously the audience builder, which is a checklist that will really help you to get you started. Now, you need to create consistent content strategically that will address the problems of your ideal clients. You want to also publish your content on different platforms and reuse as much as you can. Turn your written word into videos, videos into written word, blog posts, social media, and all that, right? You don't want to overwhelm yourself with constantly creating new stuff. And you want to ensure you have a call to action, and that means maybe sending them to a freebie or to some video, or add them in, ask them to come into your Facebook group. So you want to have some sort of call to action where you can continuously nurture and talk to your ideal audiences. Like, for example, doing something like this. So I've invited you to download the Quantum Growth Audience Builder, and now I can add value to you, so you actually follow that call to action. So here is the Quantum Growth Audience Builder and the templates. Firstly, there are 3 main steps. I'm just going to highlight the top 3, and then we'll go into all the different steps. So step 1 has 8 sub-steps. Step 2, obviously 7, and then step 3 has like 3 main bits. But it's really about owning your show. Number 2, influencer marketing, and number 3, it's your guest authority. Now, before we go into this in detail, I just want to show you one thing, and this is like for another snippet from Quantum Growth Content Creator, which is part of my Quantum Growth Academy teachings. So this is really how we plan, produce, publish, and promote content, because obviously you need to have a think about how you're going to do this. So you want to plan your content. You want to use the problems of, you want to brainstorm problems of your ideal clients, the core problems. You want to produce that in the written word, videos, or audios, and include that call to action. The next step is to publish. That's on social media, YouTube, maybe on forums, SlideShare is another idea, blog posts, podcasting. And then you start promoting this, okay? And I'm going to show you in a minute how you can actually leverage, grow your own audience, but also leverage other people's audiences, right? And then we syndicate, and that's where we're going to build that list of influencers, right? And then recycle. We want to return the written word into audios, videos, turn audios into written word, right? As I just said. And then we want to measure. You want to measure whether the call to action that you have attached is actually performing, whether people have joined your Facebook group or are downloading your freebies. So this is the fundamental few steps here before you actually go out and build that audience, because you need to have some sort of content, strategic content. And with everything, you actually create content. The creation bit is about 20%, but 80% should be about promoting and putting it out there. And quite often we keep on creating and creating, but then are people really reading your content, consuming your content? Are they commenting, sharing, liking, etc.? We don't actually put that too much emphasis on that. So we need to, okay? So this is like a pre-step to where we're going to go into, because obviously you need to have some sort of content. Now, your first step, so this is the full picture. I'm going to build this up for you. Obviously, there's a lot of information on there, but it gives you really my examples here, okay, in terms of what I've done. So here is owning your own show. Why am I saying owning your own show is a great starting step to build your audience? Well, It's because it really is going to showcase your expertise. Now, when I started, I thought, well, how can I gain more influence? How can I be visible? Well, I guess you got to show up, whether it's a Facebook Live or it's a podcast, or, I mean, yes, written posts are great as well, but it isn't a show. So I started my own show. It's called the Greatness Show. So here, it's the media I've chosen was the online TV show for female healers, therapists, and coaches. It's weekly, happening in my Facebook group at 11 p.m. It's called the Greatness Show. And then I created like a mix of contents, like career topics, how women build their businesses, balancing family, and so on. And then I thought about it, well, who could I bring in who already, maybe has a little audience, and I could interview them. Maybe they're going to interview me back at some point. And this is how it started, right? Then you want to schedule things out, right? Okay, so in maybe you want to have a theme for every month. Maybe you want to create a banner, so you need some images, and you want to have a branding for your show as well. So create that kind of stuff. Look at the guests that you could have. So I've actually interviewed probably about 200 women in about 1 year, and I did like almost daily shows over like the Christmas period. So it was a real marathon, and a lot of fun, and it created so much momentum. And then you want to actually publish that recording. So either you want to do it live, or you want to pre-record on a Zoom, then upload it on Facebook or different social media platform, YouTube, but also create call to action. Okay, if you like what you saw, please subscribe to my channel or download that whatever sheet checklist. Yeah. And then you want to promote it. You want to continuously promote it on social media platforms. Maybe you want to put it on a blog. If you have a website, want to add that to that as well. Now, the second step is to start leveraging other people's audiences. And this is the influencer marketing. But before we can actually start leveraging, we need to do some groundwork. And the groundwork really, it's about researching your market, because there will be people out there that are already servicing your market. They're called influencers, and they may have a lot of followers, your ideal clients too. And but they may be doing something slightly different. Okay, they may be complementary, which is great, because you can add potentially great value to them and their audiences. But first and foremost, before we dive in and we pitch to them, we want to go on your show and promote me and all that kind of stuff, we can't do that. We need to start build genuine relationships. And how to do that is basically you research your market, you make a list of potentially 100 influencers who already serve your market, and then maybe pick your top 10 that you want to work with, the top 10, because 100 is an overwhelm. But you want to then look at where are they online. So it's the where. Then you look at the next step, media. What have they got? Podcasts, blog, Facebook groups, YouTube, and so on. You then want to connect. So you sign up to the newsletter, check out the website, listen to the podcasts, and just consume. Just be a part of the tribe. Subscribe, share, like, engage. And then add the value. So add value with great feedback, join discussions, become visible and a supporter, so they get to know you as well. And the last thing is about reaching out and pitching to them potentially how you can add value to their audience, rather than, saying, can you promote me, kind of thing. Okay. So this has to be done very strategically and genuinely as well. And maybe you can offer vice versa. See, now you have your own show. That's what we did in step one. You created your own show, your own expert. You're already showing up. You're already being, are an authority in your own right. And now you can say, well, actually, I'd also love to have you on my show. So it's, it's giving back as well. And that's what step 3 is all about. So it's being a guest, and I guess also host authority. So it's about giving back as well. So in order for you to go on as a guest somewhere else, these are a couple of things you need to think about. So that's where the prepare section comes in. You need to have some sort of signature talk. What are you going to talk about? What are you going to teach? Maybe three main bullet points that you can add value. You want to have a calendar booking link for those actually booking into your show. You can actually give them your calendar bit link, because you may say, well, every Fridays I'm doing my show and I have these slots available. So make sure they can book in easily rather than having to go back and forth, which is, it's also very professional. And you also want to have some sort of media kit for those who, you know, may want to be having you on the show. You may want to send them your media kit, which could be, most people, you know, need some sort of photo, like a bio, short bio, and maybe even a page where people can download freebies. So it would be great if you could create a page, which, you know, that's almost like going beyond when you are, say, on somebody's show. It could be like if you were on my show, on the Greatness Show, that you create that page and say, well, for Greatness Show listeners only, I've created this I don't know, meditation, and it's actually on this particular page, but this is specifically for you guys, right? That's amazing. And it has all the information on there, how people can connect. Maybe it's an opt-in where you actually collect email addresses, and who knows, right? You're going to nurture those people going forward and turn them into customers. And that's your call to action. So you then want to go to number 2, which is the invitation. So you want to invite your influencers onto your show as well. Okay, you give them an opportunity. And of course, you want to propose how you can add value to their show. So it's give and take. So once you are booked on their show, obviously you need to show up. So first and foremost, you want to pre-promote the show, as you would always do, actually. You want to share that you will be on their show, or who will be on your show. Okay, if you do your own show, promote and really give your best, right? When you show up, be your best self. And then have a call to action as well. Obviously ask, if you are a guest somewhere else, ask them if it's okay that you could point them to a call to action, to a freebie, or to a specific page. I always ask for permission before you do that. And then follow up. Thank the influencer. Give them the link to your channels, downloads, all the notes that they need, because obviously they're going to post it and promote it as well. And ask for feedback or referrals, whether you can be on other shows as well. And then promote the show, promote the podcast, promote, you know, whatever you have, audio, video, whatever you've got there, and share it also on other platforms. So here is your worksheet for the step 3. And I just want to position this whole quantum growth audience builder. Where does this actually sit in terms of you building your dream business? So here is my 9-step signature program. Basically, these are 9 steps I'm using to teach female spiritual entrepreneurs to get predictable sales in 19 days. Okay. And it starts on the bottom left-hand side and it actually moves up to the right-hand side. So we're starting to build the foundations in the first 3 steps. Basically, you need to know where you're going. Firstly, you always need to know, where do I want to go with my business? And you want to create those success foundations, your habits, your daily habits. It could be daily reach out, daily sales, right? But you also need to know exactly in step 3, that's where we're talking about customer mojo, because lead attraction is where the audience builder is actually sitting. It's in step 7. It doesn't come until you have actually sussed out all the foundational steps first, right? Lead attraction is just one of the 9 steps that then you need to have in place to really make everything work together. Because if you just do the one thing, you don't have, you don't know your customers' problems, how will you be able to create strategic content? If you don't have that signature solution and the digital assets, how will you be able to have a freebie, a lead magnet, or all the pages and the technology behind it to be able to create a call to action and to monetize your audience, right? You need to have all these pieces in place before you go out. You want to be prepared and you want to have all the things in place that will happen in the back end, rather than you being visible, doing all this work, and then you cannot monetize your audience. So very, very important to have all these 9 steps in place. And then after you started to, build your audience, you want to continuously nurture them, because they're probably not going to buy the first time they see you. You need to continue that conversation, continue to add value. And that's where, we continue after step 7 with 8 and 9. And 9 is then to monetize and scale potentially stepping back from your business and not doing everything, you know, yourself, outsourcing, using Facebook ads and all these kind of you know, automation tools as well. So here are the 9 steps, and as I said, the audience builder is just the step 7 inside the lead attraction. Now if you would like to potentially map out the whole 9 steps as sort of a 90-day strategy for yourself, I'm actually happy to invite you to a call. Now, usually when I invite people to a call, we're, you know, talking is not a straight sales call. I really want to help you to map out those 9 steps for your own business, and I want to learn about your own business. You know, what have you been doing in your business, where you currently, you know, where you want to go. And I really want to walk you through customized 9 steps. So at least when you come off that call, that you have your 90 days strategy ready. And I do these calls because I know a fraction of the women that actually are on the call, they want to know how they can work with me and they can actually implement those steps much faster. But just to be clear, it's not a sales call. I'd love to help you, you know, grab the opportunity to connect with myself or one of my team members to help you map out those 90 days strategy and how you can actually implement the audience builder right away in your business. So I look forward to connecting with you further.